Hi, in this video I want to hand you an exercise that you need to solve now. It's a challenging exercise, but even if you don't solve it, it will be excellent training in terms of accessing APIs and working with JSON data. So I will show you two things. First, I'll demonstrate you the expected output that your script should generate. And then I'll show you the API that you should use for this exercise so that you don't just go out in the wild and search for APIs. So I want to help you focus on this exercise. So let's start with showing you first the expected output. So I manually created this data.txt text file, and I placed here a city, comma, time, comma, temperature, comma, condition. So please do the same. This is the first step. Just create an empty file and then place the cursor in the next line. Now, if I go to the run button, this will run the main.py file where the script that I developed resides. So I'll not show you the script, but I'll just execute it and you'll see what happens. So as soon as I execute the script, it populates this data.txt file with data. So these are the data, they are added under the header. So I had to place the cursor in here and Python adds the data, so it appends the data to this text file. For that we use an open function with an A flag, not a W flag. So when we append data to text files, that's a clue. So what is this? Well, we have data for a city, weather forecast data, and I used Aleppo, which is a city in Syria. It's warm there. So these are the 4 data points which are repeated every 3 hours. So we have the city, we have the time and the date. So time is for that. And then we have the degrees, Celsius degrees, the temperature. And then we have the condition of the sky. It's overcast clouds. And this is repeated every 3 hours. And we have forecasts for the next 5 days. So at an interval of 3 hours. So we have the temperature, we have the sky condition and so on. Now, how do we get those data? This is what I'll explain you next. So you should go to openweathermap.org and then go over to the API menu. And if you scroll down, you'll see we have this 5-day, 3-hour forecast. So you want to go to subscribe, and then under the free plan, you want to get an API key. And then you want to fill in these data, and that will give you the API key. So once you get your API key, now I want to show you an example of a query to get 3-hour weather forecast data for 5 days. So this is an example URL. And this is the same URL that I'm using inside my Python script. So we have this main URL up to forecast question mark Q is equal to, and there you enter the city. So you can enter any city in here, and then you have and APPID is equal to, and this is your API key until this AND symbol. And then we have AND units is equal to metric. You can also use feet. But for more information, you can go back to the API menu page in here and go to the API doc. And then you want to scroll down because this is about getting data for a latitude and longitude. If you scroll down, you'll see the documentation for getting data based on a city. Here, built-in API request by city name, and that's the same URL format that I'm using. That's the format that I showed you in this example. So that will give you data for the next 5 days, and then you should store those data in this txt file. That's the exercise. Now in the next video I'll show you my version of the exercise. So try to solve it, because even if you don't solve it, you'll learn something. And I'll see you in the next video.